I'm delighted to be in the studio with Roland Hanekroot. Now, Roland, hello, welcome.
Hi, nice to be here.
Good. Now look, you have just published a book, The 10 Truths for Raising a Healthy Bouncy Business. Cracking little book, and I've known that you've been working on this for a little while.
The project probably took a year.
Took a year,
yeah.
Okay. So now we're not going to go through the 10 truths right here, right now, because
That's obviously a great
take us a
shame,
bit
but
too long, and
yes,
I know that you like to talk, and I know you feel very passionate about these topics.
I do.
So why don't we go through, say, the kind of the key 3 truths that we need to be listening to if we're running a business. So
Cool.
Where should we start?
Well, they are called the 10 truths because I actually believe that they're not just the 10 tips, they're 10 truths. And the three first ones, I think you've just got to get right, because otherwise it's just not going to go anywhere.
Otherwise you won't get to the other 7.
No, exactly.
You won't be
that's
around.
right. You need to, first of all, you need to know why the business actually exists. What's the point of this business? If you've got a carpet cleaning business, why does your carpet cleaning business exist?
Okay.
If any kind of business, there's lots of other businesses that ostensibly have the same label, but they don't actually do the same thing.
Okay, so it's not enough to say my business exists because I need to earn money from it. That's nowhere near enough, is it?
Well, you do have to earn money from it,
right.
but nobody else cares.
No.
Why? It's great to have a business because you want to earn money off it, but if you actually want to sell something, people need to understand why they would want to buy from you.
So
why
does this business exist, and importantly, why should anybody care that it exists?
Exactly. So that's truth number 1.
Okay. Where to next? Number 2.
Number 2, people always say you need to delegate, and that's true. You do need to delegate.
Yeah.
And as Michael Gerber, who you've previously interviewed as well, the guru of the E-Myth man, said you need to delegate, not abdicate. And the difference is that abdicating is like, this is all so hard. Oh, you do it. All right. And that's classically what everybody does with the bookkeeper. At some point they go, right, we need to bookkeep.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, just take it off me, right?
Okay.
And then that's it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Well, and as Michael Gerber also says, writes great examples in the E-Myth about 6 months later the business doesn't exist anymore because as the owner you need to keep control of the important things that matter, even if when you delegate. So whether it's the admin, whether it's the carpentry, whether it's the carpet laying, whatever it is, you need to delegate with control. So you need to keep your finger on the pulse.
Okay.
You need to.
And in order to, I guess, to delegate with control, is whoever we delegate to needs to know precisely what's expected of them.
Yeah, exactly. And so then you get into this whole thing: how do you delegate? And there's lots of steps in that and all that sort of stuff. But the basic truth is, there's lots of stuff in the book.
Yeah.
It's a very good book. But the basic concept is you need to get your head around this thing about delegating with keeping control. So that's keeping your finger on the pulse. That's number 2.
Number 3.
Valuing your own time is valuing your own time as the business owner, as the person who has the responsibility for the whole of the business. Whether it's a tiny little business, a flying solo, but it's not just you don't just have responsibility for the output of that business. So you don't just have the responsibility for laying the carpet in the carpet laying business. You also have the responsibility for the finances and the people that work there, and the suppliers and the contractors, and whatever. So there's lots of other responsibilities you have to take on as a business owner, as well as the growth of the business, the future of the business, and how you might get out of it at one point. So there's lots of responsibilities that the person who owns the business has that the carpet layer doesn't.
Yeah.
And so it's about valuing your own time in that respect. So it's constantly asking yourself, is this 5 minutes that I'm spending at this moment the best use of my time as a business owner?
Looking at where you spend your time, and are you focusing on the main issues of your business?
Yes, and letting go of this concept that it's a big topic, but I sometimes refer to it as the seduction of the hammer. I'll try and do this quick enough.
Seduction of the hammer.
Of the hammer. If you're the gun carpenter, you are it.
Okay.
Then when there's a nail sticking up somewhere, then you grab your hammer, your S-wing, and you go whack, and the nail's gone. And everybody around you goes, "Wow, you're hot," and you go, "Yeah, I'm pretty hot, aren't I?" And then, but then you start your business on the fact based on the fact that you're so good at what you do.
Yeah.
And it goes great, but at some point there's nails sticking up and you want to go and grab your hammer and go whack because you do that twice as quick as anybody else.
Yeah.
but you have to resist that temptation.
Because the minute you do it, you're undermining the
That's
people
right.
that you've delegated to.
So what happens is you need to get the guy that was working for you to go and say, go and whack that nail.
Yeah.
And he goes, whack, whack, he has to hit it twice. And then what you have to do is you go, very well done. Well, all the time you know that you could have done it in one whack.
Yeah.
And so you have to, it's the seduction of the hammer. It's the seduction of trying to pick up this hammer.
Yeah.
And suddenly what happens, prior to having an employee who you need to encourage to hit that nail,
Yeah.
you got all the kudos and all your self-worth, your sense of who you are in the world from being the guy who whacks that nail so well.
Okay.
And suddenly you don't anymore.
No.
And so nobody comes and pats you on the back saying, oh, you're the man.
Right.
Not until you get that island in the Bahamas do people say, oh, you're obviously a hot entrepreneur. You know, that takes a while. And so all that time you have to, so that's valuing your own time and getting out of that mindset of
You have to do everything.
I got to do it, yeah. So.
Roland, fantastic. I said at the outset you were passionate about your book, and you are. And so you've shared 3 of the 10, and there's another 7 in your book. And if you want to find out more about you, the10truths.com.au.
The 10 truths, yes, the 10 truths.com.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Roland, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.